Hello, my beautiful viewers. Look, I've got my John Lennon glasses on. I've got exceptional guest today. We are from South Africa, we are from Spain, and we are from Australia. And today our show is called The Freedom of Being Yourself. My beautiful viewers, are you being yourself? Or are you just pretending? Do you feel you don't have freedom to do what you really want to do? So let me tell you, the quote I've used for today, the moment you stop pretending is the moment your life begins to feel like your own. I've done this quote almost 7 years ago. In June 2019, I've written down this quote for me because I changed my life forever. I had a point of no return. And because I could never go back, that poem was part of my mantra, if I can call it like that. So my beautiful ones, my question to you, what are you pretending? What do you don't show out to other people? What would change if you give yourself full permission to be who you are? So I am truly excited for our guest today. We're going to talk about it. There's a few questions, and at the end, my beautiful guest will be able to tell us all about how they're serving the world. And yes, my beautiful viewers, I have the paparazzi here as well. We will go through the golden nuggets again. And as I don't have a sponsor, I am busy working on to get myself a sponsor for season 7. I am going to swish in the guest for today's show. So, Paul, we didn't test your sound, so I just know it's going to work. So, Maria, you are the first one to be squished in. Are you ready, my girl? Just show me you are ready. Here comes Maria. Whoopity.
What?
Hello, Maria. So, my beautiful
Hello.
Erika, all the way from Spain. Are you ready to be swish into studio? Here you go. Swish. Oh, thank you, my girl. And my beautiful Paul, all the way from Australia. Are you ready to swish in? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, swish. Oh, wow. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I was standing, but I do think with all the things that's happening this morning, I had to sit down because my energy was just a little bit down. And just before I start to record, I sang my song Walking on Sunshine, and I could feel my essence, my beautiful Sanet essence come back into me to give me energy. So my beautiful viewers, please enjoy our show. And if you can take one sentence or a story from any of my amazing guests, and it can bring you back to your truth, back to the version you really didn't want to let go, but it's the way for you to start living in freedom from the inside. Please take note, and then just look down below in the show notes. My guests, all the details will be there. You are welcome to connect with them. They are all special, amazing people that you will never know how special they are if you don't connect. So, my beautiful Maria, you are unmuted, my girl. Please tell me your name, a little bit about you, and where you're from.
Yes, so my name's Maria Stavropoulos. I'm from the Sunshine Coast in Australia, Nambour. I have 4 beautiful children. I did nursing, aged care, for 18 years while they were growing up. And I'm now an affiliate marketer for Cagden Water.
So this is your second time on the show. How did your
Yeah,
first time? How did you feel with your first time?
I just felt so amazing within myself knowing that I was able to do something like that, because as a child I was very, very shy and I used to stutter when I was between the ages of 5 and 12. So I've really come out of my shell now.
Wow, thank you. And I know it was a dream of yours to tell your story on a wider network. So my beautiful viewers, please stay with us and thank you for your time. My beautiful Erica, can you please introduce yourself and tell us where you're from? And
Yes,
as
absolutely.
part of the Slim members, you have come quite a few times to the show. But can you tell the viewers how amazing it feel for you every time you tell something that can change somebody's life? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction. I am Erica Ristovsky. I am from Colombia and I live now in beautiful sunshine Spain. I love sharing my story and I love sharing everything that I know that can help anybody just overcome themselves, overcome their doubts of allowing themselves to be truly them. Because for me, it's just allowing. We have so many stories in our head. They are bringing so many things that stopped us from being our authentic selves. And when you
Yep.
give yourself permission, like I gave myself permission, it's just completely changed my life in the most beautiful way. And I love like planting seeds around the world for people to allow themselves that pleasure because that's what we're here for, to really get to know ourselves, to discover that, to be on that journey of exploring who we truly are and allow us to show up in that way. And it's quite powerful when people do that because then we connect more deeply. There's like real connection.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Erika. So we do have another beautiful guest at the back, but I didn't have time to test the sound. She looks beautiful. So my beautiful has seen. I was trying to type quickly to you. I will bring you in after Paul. So first of all, I would love Paul. Can you please introduce yourself as one of our well, I want to say, as one of my amazing Slim Soul members, I just want to thank you and Erika for supporting me to be able to continue with the Power Hour. Please introduce yourself, tell us where you're from. And I know you love a long introduction, but we're going to talk about your book a little bit later on. So if you can have it short and sweet, and then we will bring in Hasina.
How many minutes would you like, Sanet?
1 minute, please.
Okay, thank you. That helps. Hi, everybody. I'm excited to be here as usual. Paul Bolton, Sunshine Coast of Queensland, Australia, probably 40 minutes away from where Maria lives. And we
Yeah,
live in a beautiful part of the world. I'm
we do.
a professional psychic, a reader, therapist, and author, and mentor these days as well. And what I offer people is to hear their stories, but also help them see what potentials there are if there's all sorts of different opportunities that they mightn't be focusing on that can help them, mainly to boost their heart courage and quieten their mind. That's my goal. If we can do that, then they're going to have a happy day every day.
Wow, I love it. And I really would love to have a chat with you because I subscribed to your YouTube channel and there's a few ideas I've got for you because you need to get that YouTube channel up and running because that is your track record, your history. So I
Yeah.
will chat with you maybe if you have time just after the show. So just give me 1 second. Hazana, I am going to bring you in. and then we will hear how you sound. Here you go. I'm swishing you in. 1, 2, 3, swish. Thank you so much, my beautiful one. So I just want to make sure you're unmuted. Please introduce yourself and tell us where you're from.
Hi, I'm Hasina Patel, and I am from Newcastle, KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, in the foothills of the Drakensberg Mountains. And I love to describe myself as just a global citizen. And I am the author of The Truth Walker's Journey, The Unbecoming of Who You Are Not. Also co-founder of Leave No Girl Behind International, where we empower girls and women through leadership programs. Yes, and a conscious entrepreneur.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. So we had a coffee chat last week. And I think we did one last year and then another one. It was so wonderful to see you again, my beautiful one. So I'm going to start with the questions. Are you ready, my beautiful? So my first question will go to Maria. And Maria, I know you're unmuted. I will unmute you in a few seconds. I just want to get to my questions. Okay, here is my questions. Okay, Maria. So Maria, are you ready?
I am.
When did you realize you weren't fully being yourself?
Would have been after I'd stopped work about 4 years ago when I needed to have knee surgery, and I had to learn how to come out of fear. So I had to face fear head on, basically. So that was a bit scary at first, but I was lucky I came into a good mentor within the business I'm under now, as you know her personally, which is Netta White. And she put me through a couple of courses, which was Mastermind and Money in Brisbane and the Gold Coast, and I did them. And then I did Brain Mastery. And in the middle of the year, I'm going on to do Relationships and You.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah.
And can you tell me, with her guidance, how did it make you feel?
Oh, it just really helped with where I was at for a very, very long time. 52 years of my life was spent in fear. Yeah, just everything in my life was affected by it.
Wow. So my beautiful viewers, I know that you have put your sunglasses on for that, because how many of us are still living? Thank you, Paul. Let me just go back, put it on. Let me take a screenshot. So thank you, my beautiful Maria, for your openness, for your sharing your truth, because not a lot of people will admit that fear is the base of everything. So if I can ask you the last question on this, will you permit me?
Of course.
So you have learned, you have got yourself a mentor. She have helped you to do what you need to do. You accepted your new life, your freedom, your inner harmony.
Yeah.
And you are sharing it out now to other people. How does that feel? Going through your pain, and now helping others. And did you see some others have changed their lives?
Yep. So I came from a world of being adopted. So there was a lot of resentment, there was fear, there was abandonment. So I did do a lot of counselling as well. And then I also found a good church as well that I go to. So there was a number of things that I was doing to help my situation.
And now you can help others as well. How incredible is that?
Yes, definitely. It's amazing.
Thank you, Maria. That's why I told you the first time I saw you, you are truly an inspiration. Please
Thank you.
continue what you are doing, my beautiful one. So, are you ready, Erika, for your question and maybe a follow-up question?
Yes.
So my question to you is, what kept you in the space of holding back?
Oh, similar to Maria, was fear because I was born, I always know myself as a medium, as a very intuitive person, very sensitive to energies, but I was hiding that aspect of me for many, many years. I had a different career. I was trying to be a type of person that was accepted because my family didn't accept it. I always had to suppress that aspect of me. And moving forward to 2019, there was a big episode in my life with the birth of my son. He was born with a congenital heart defect, and that brought even more fear and more uncertainty to me. So it shook me to the core. And I realized that I wasn't living my truth, that I was not living the path that I was supposed to live because I was not, I was being fully myself. I was hiding a big aspect of me because that's a big aspect of me. And it started that journey, like Maria, like getting guidance to like, okay, how could I do something with this? Like, how could I just let it out and not have fear? And I started taking courses, working with mentors, all of the things to, it was the fear. And like, I had it in the bones. It was stopping me all this time. The fear of not being accepted, the fear of being rejected, the fear of the judgment, all of those layers, and just like peeling that off and recognizing that once I allowed myself to say it out loud, there was judgment, there was all the things, but not let it affect me. Oh my gosh, like I was like, I can suddenly breathe. I can suddenly have more space around my life. And I am so happy now. Like I was in depression. They wanted to medicate me. I refused medication, all of these things. And this was the cause that I was not being myself, like talking about, like, that I love talking about everything invisible and aliens and all these things. And it's like, that's me. But I hide it for so long, and the body tells you. The body, I was sick. I have so many different things going on.
I
And then when I did it, it was like, that was the cure. If I knew it all along, that the cure was to be me, to give myself permission, to allow, even if some people doesn't accept you, that's okay. Also, a big part of that journey was accepting that not everybody's going to like you, because I was also a big people pleaser, and accepting that, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. That doesn't make them bad or wrong or anything. It's just is. And moving through that, and now like moving forward to where I am, and now I support people to come out of the spiritual closet, or come out of whatever closet that they're hiding themselves from being them, from allowing that and giving themselves permission, and just like having the most joyous life, because that's the key. Once you identify who you truly are inside, that's the key, that it cures, for me, in my experience, every illness, every depression, every anxiety, every frustration. It's just that. It's just being truly your authentic self.
love it. Thank you for that amazing answer. So I quickly want to mention something before going over to Paul. So for me, I love being around my grandchildren because I can have permission to have fun. Because as an adult, to have fun, what is that person doing? Is she crazy or something like that? So when my grandson Zander went to New Zealand, for me that was truly, and I was seeking that, because when we go to Haseen will know Spur here in South Africa, you can do a lot of climbing things for the children. So I could not do a lot because it's for smaller children, but the things that I could do for my body shape, that I could help him and then jump a little bit, make sure I get some fun into it as well. But when he moved, I didn't have permission, and I didn't want to tell other people to give, now looking at her. So when my life changed, one of the things I promised myself on that day, 6th of April 2019, I am going to have fun every day. So it's almost coming. Thank you, Paul. Almost coming to 7 years. My beautiful ones, can I tell you, if I'm on a swing, swing is my favorite thing to do. If I am jumping is not my biggest forte because of my knees and the way that I had pressure on them, but doing something childlike, putting 10 hats on if I can, see if I can balance all 10 hats on my head. I tried it. That's why now I can do it. You must just make sure you're packing the right ones underneath. But when I did that, I gave myself permission to be me. Because having fun every day made me feel younger, made me feel special, gave me so much energy. And the 7 months I was in New Zealand, we did so many things. It was unbelievable. My husband told me the other day, Sanet, I don't know how you think about games you can play with the children over the WhatsApp. Because I can. So thank you so much for your beautiful answer, my beautiful viewers. Wasn't that powerful? Thank you, Erika. So, Paul, are you ready for your question? And I don't know if there's any questions coming out of there. I will be guided if I need to ask you a question. But this question I particularly wanted to ask you, and I'm so happy that you are here because I knew Maria is coming, I knew Erika is coming, I knew you were coming. So this was particularly for you. What does freedom looks like for you now?
It's a nice curly question, Sanet. Thanks for that one. Yeah, look, freedom for me now allows me to work the hours I want to, in the way I want to, and also to expand. As Elaine, my partner, and myself were always in the process of expanding, whether I'm doing podcasts, guesting now, which has been very exciting because you never know what questions coming out of that. But, freedom ultimately has to be a goal and has to be worked towards. And with the other presenters talking about getting past their fears, one of the big challenges I had 25 years ago was I knew I needed to be working full time as a psychic, and give me a drink, please. I'm just asking my lovely barrel girl to get me a drink, but anyway, I was seeing this reader in Brisbane, this lovely lady. She was in her 80s. Her name was Mrs. Hook, as in Captain Hook's wife, and importantly, she said to me, you know what, one of my strongest problems was that I've got a really strong mind, and it was blocking me from following my heart. And the heart is such a crucial part of being free, because this bit between that ear and that ear, shielded by these big black headphones, is everybody's biggest problem, because that's where your wounded inner child fears live, and the challenges of the family that you chose to be born to. You can get acquired fears from the family and that generation, and if you're the shining light, then your goal and responsibility almost is to heal for the sake of the ancestors as well as yourself, by addressing the challenges that you choose to go through. And just to keep things nice and challenging and demanding in my world, my father was a policeman, and he ended up being a police inspector, and he knew about my being very different to my brother and sister, and he knew by the company I kept. I used to visit probably one of Australia's best clairvoyants back in the day, and not many people could read crystal balls, but he could, and that was so inspiring to me. So there came a time when I really just had to give up the day job, and I went into Brisbane City in the middle of town and found a shop that was available to lease, and I leased that shop for 2.5 years. I had no clients. I put a little sandwich board out the front, psychic readings. Wasn't sure if the sandwich board was going to be there by the end of the day. Thought someone might knock it off, or someone might steal it, or whatever, and then build a business from there. So it came down to self-belief and trust, and plenty of communication with guides, angels, and support staff. You know, if this is what I'm really meant to do, you better make sure I can pay the rent and have a bit left over to buy food and stuff like that. And so 25 years later, I've got a very strong basis for the therapy I offer, for the support I give my, I will always say clients to start with, but they'll invariably turn into being friends most of the time, because, you know, I know people, I know women better than their husband knows them, because they don't feel safe enough to talk to their husbands about those topics or those challenges. And I've helped, you know, hundreds of women into relationships, and more importantly, helped probably thousands out of relationships that weren't any good for them, and gave them the courage so that they could see their worth and demand communication and discussion. And if it didn't go the way they wanted, or the person wasn't prepared to change, then they had the strength to leave. So creating freedom for them, coming through my own journey of having to live and get beyond the challenges and the criticisms and harassment, literally, from my own father. As he would tell me on many an occasion, I've put people in jail for doing crap like that. And so, you know, challenging things to get through. But freedom's the other side, when you own your peace, and you own the peace in your mind, and you can sleep at night time, and you know that you know, most of the time you're a good role model. Not all the time, most of the time. In traffic, I mightn't be.
I loved it. Thank you, my beautiful Paul. I loved it. I loved it, because ultimately you need to have inner harmony. And I know inner harmony sounds like a poem, but why can we not have a poem in our heart every day?
Very true.
Thank you. Thank you. So Maria have went out of studio. I think she tried to answer some phone and then it fell down. So I'm sure she will be coming back. So my beautiful Hassan, can I ask you this question? I didn't know if you're going to be here, but I have only one question I wanted to ask you. If you come through, how do you stay true to yourself in environments that challenge you?
Oh, that's isn't that the ultimate thing that we all ask ourselves every day? And I think it's not a once-off. We need to check ourselves in every moment, not just in our interactions with other people, but in our interactions with ourselves as well. And so, my journey has been that, because I'll give you the short version here. In 2013, I was diagnosed with a fibroadenoma in my breast, which is a benign growth. And it had to still be removed by excision because it was quite big. So the first question I had to ask myself was, who doesn't notice? Who doesn't notice a growth the size of a lemon in her breast when she's 1.52 meters, and for American people who may be watching this, 4'11.5". And that was the question where I had to say to myself, what happened? Who are you? And come back to center, because at the time I had been a teacher in many different forms, just about every different setting and age group. And I was tutoring school children from home at that stage of my life. And I realized that I was not happy, and I'd never given myself the space to actually perceive that, or to just be with that. And I think that's exactly where it comes from, just checking in. And I was not being true to myself in those moments. So I started now blogging the journey, because everyone's talked about fear. There was a lot of fear in me. And one amazing thing is, and I'm also an Akashic Records reader, and one amazing thing that I hadn't even noticed, is that truth had been a big part of my life. I called into a Hay House radio show, and I remember speaking to who was it, Dr. Darren Wiseman, and he said, "What does your heart desire?" And out of me tumbled these words, "My heart wants the truth." And I thought, oh my word, where did that come from? And then 2 weeks later, I again was speaking to Denise Lynn, who's also with Hay House. She was a Hay House author. And I asked her, how do I deal with this fear? And she said, she was telling me about her process and about her journey. And she said, I know I'm not really answering your question, but this process helped me. And she said, it's called the truth process. And I still didn't see that. And then weeks later, I was blogging, and I suddenly realized as I was writing, and I started shaking, and just realized that. And even later than that, I realized, well, of course, I went to a school whose motto is veritas, truth. And so this is what I found. So my book actually came through me. Yes, exactly, Paul. And I was given, I was through that, given the processes, like the truth walking process, about how I can, in 2 minutes, multiple times a day, just check and come back to center. Now, that doesn't mean I did it all the time, but I have come to a space where I am doing it, and it is present for me, because for me, it's just to be aligned and who I am. And I think you feel good. You feel the love, you feel the gratitude when you are in that space. And when you don't feel good, then you know that you're not in your truth. Yes.
Thank you. Did you see we get you all sunglasses? Goosebumps. So Maria is back. So thank you so much for my beautiful one. I love it. As I told you, you inspired me the first time, and it was so wonderful to connect with you last week again. So thank you. So I'm going to bring in Maria. So the next step in our discussion is going to ask you, what are you doing? Maria, are you ready? Here you come. Thank you, Maria. I'm going to now ask you, how are you serving the world? So, my beautiful Erica, can I start with you? Please
Sure.
tell us, how are you serving the world currently, my beautiful one?
Yes. I am an intuitive soul connector, and I got that title from you. And I'm a psychic medium, I'm a healer, I'm also the founder of Quantum Transformations. And through that, I help people from all over the world that are struggling to know who they are, to awaken their true potential. And I support them through intuitive guidance, through high frequency healing, through other methods. And it's just such a gift, because for me, seeing people become who they're meant to be, that's the gift. That's the payoff at the end of the day, and the ripple effect, because one person interacts with their community, everybody sees the change, and it's like, right, that's the little we can do in the world, like one person at a time. So that's my motto, and I love supporting everybody that is ready to step into that journey, because it's also not easy, and we all know it.
Thank you, Paul. Paul, you have also quite a few glasses there. I love it. My beautiful one, I just want to tell you, when you did your masterclass in the Dharma Beauties and Tanzania Hero Group, do you know how many people said how powerful your meditations were? And I got a personal message from a lady that I've told her, please go and register yourself for the new Nina Summit, the new era of healing millions. And she came back to me. She said she loved a few of the people, but she said, but, and I love because but means negative, but I twist it around. I say but with two T's, like your butt side. You need your butt side to sit on a chair. So I changed but to something positive because I added another T. If somebody said to me, but, she said, but I must just tell you, Sanet, when Erika did her meditation to quantum leap, she said, I was floating. I was you. She didn't know when you completed she fell asleep. She slept for 7 hours straight.
Wow.
She said she have never experienced this. I did ask her permission if I could introduce the two of you, and she said not at the moment. So but I tell you, you are making an amazing difference. After the masterclass for all my Slim members, we're going to do meditations. So I will be coming to all of you to have a free meditation, and then have your own meditation group where people can pay for it. So that's the next step, Erika. So that particular one,
Wow.
please remember that one, because she knows, she told me it was like amazing. So I just thought I would love to tell you, hearing how you made a difference to somebody that you don't even know. How do you feel about that?
Oh my gosh, that is everything. And I just feel emotional because for so long I tried to hide that aspect of me. And that's who I am, and that's who I came here to be. I work through frequencies, everything to me, and energy is everything to me. And trying to educate people, and like it's been also challenging. It hasn't been easy, but to see to hear this feedback is everything. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing your heart, my beautiful one. I didn't know today. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to touch your heart. But as soon as you were talking, I got a nudge, and God told me, tell Erika about this amazing experience she gifted to somebody. Thank you, Erika.
Yeah.
Paul, I hope that you have your book there. Please tell us how you're serving the world. And the first time I heard what you were doing, especially with your book, I was immense proud of this amazing gentleman and his beautiful partner, Elaine. I met Elaine as well. And I could see the love that you have for each other, the love that you have for me, and then the work that you're doing, and for kids. So I'm truly so proud and so honored to tell you, show us your book. And then my viewers, I will also link Paul's book into the description, because Paul was one of our amazing authors' journey, and we're going to start with seasons 2 soon. So please, Paul, show us your book and then tell us how you're serving the world.
Thanks, Sanet. I just want to give a bit of background first on why the book happened and how it happened. 20-something years ago, I learnt traditional EFT, the tapping process that works on the meridians. Gary Craig gifted his EFT manual to the world, and basically I learnt that process. It's an easy process to learn, but I was impressed by the fact that the people that it was originally designed to help, him with the Dr. Callahan, Mr. Callahan, not sure if he's a doctor, but they worked together to create what we know to nowadays to be emotional freedom techniques. And But what I found in my psychic reading practice, because I'm an empath, so I can feel into a person at any distance, and I can feel abuse, and I can feel sexual violation, and I can feel all these heavy duty things and issues that people can have. And then what I found 20-something years ago after learning EFT, that standard EFT didn't go anywhere near where I needed the tapping to go to help my clients. So I started writing specific statements, and because what I found was that our survival-focused mind, the bit that runs our physical and financial aspects, is so rigid and strong and focused on survival that it gets in the way of evolution. It gets in the way of personal development and the balancing of the heart-head axis and those important areas. So I started writing statements, and to date I've written over 500 statements. So I have a bank of about 100 that I select from when I'm working with adult clients. And that process takes about 2.5 hours. We go through wounded inner child, inner teenager, adult challenges, rejection, abandonment, divorce, grief, depression, violation, trauma, PTSD, all of that big stuff. And then there's some nice statements at the end to help liberate them. And so a 2.5 hour process can take a person from 97% stress to about 27% chilled, calm, happy, balanced, aligned in that time frame. And I'm very proud of being able to deliver that. I've done lots of different therapy and workshops over the decades, but nothing I've found works as fast as this. And I'm very proud of that process.
Paul,
So
can I just mention something here? I'm so sorry to interrupt. So my beautiful ladies and viewers, Paul did an amazing masterclass, and Erika's masterclass and Paul's masterclass will also be linked on here because it is recorded. It went on E360 already. I can tell you now, Paul, there were so many comments that you received and feedback after your masterclass. It was truly amazing. And then I also have 2 people that came back to me personally and said to me, Sanet, she have done tapping for many years, but the way that Paul have done it, and that is his own workings, that's his own mind putting stuff together, what will work fastest. She said it was actually God's mode. I didn't understand it, but she said the EFT part, you will know what I mean. She said because the way that you have structured it and the quickness of working is unreal. She have never experienced something like that. And the other lady said she changed her son's life through you helping her through one issue on the masterclass. It was so huge, she didn't know how to start. And by your questioning and the way that you have tapped it out to everything that you've done, she could forgive him. And they have now a relationship after 12 years of non-seeing each other, hearing each other. Do you know how powerful that is, my beautiful one? For a woman to have that interaction, Paul. So thank you for what you have done to create this amazing way of doing what you are doing. I'm so sorry.
Thanks.
I need to interrupt you. You are welcome.
No, thanks. It's great. Just like Erica, I've never gotten that feedback, so I'm looking forward to all of that feedback later from that story, Sanet. That'd be fabulous. Because, myself and Elaine, we live on 160 acres in a forest in the middle of 5,000 acres. So getting feedback like that's just wonderful. About 5 years ago, there was a lot of noise in Australia and probably globally about the impact of bullying in schools on school children. And And over the years, some of my clients would bring in their own children who were getting bullied at school, and I would sit with the child. The youngest child was probably about 6 or 7, and I'd always sit their mother behind them so that the mother wasn't in their line of sight, and the child's just looking straight at me. So I would ask them specific questions, what's happening at school, what's happening to them, who's being mean to you, and I'd get names, and I'd construct a statement that came off the story they told me. And I said, would you please do this with me? We're going to do something a bit fun. We're going to count, we're going to hum, and we're going to tap different points, and I want you to say these statements. Can you do that with me? And she said, yep. And so this little 6-year-old girl just rattled through this statement, tapped everything like that, and we did a couple of statements. And then by the end of it, her little heart was fluttering. She had a huge smile, and she said, I feel really good now. Can we go now, Mum? And I thought, okay. And then several others. So what it did, that time frame, was it inspired me to get very specific. So what I ended up doing was writing over 60 statements, which are in this book, as well as the tapping sequence. And this is our book, which is called Helping Kids Rise and Shine. I think my book for stress, anxiety, and bullying, empowering parents, teachers, and caring adults. So if you are a parent and you've got a child in the age frame of 5 to 12, which is what this book's aimed for, you can, and if they've come home from school mangled by mean kids or bullying or been named or shamed or blamed, there's 12, 13 categories in here with statements ready to go. And so basically we put this together, and then and soon later this year, the Helping Kids Rise and Shine Teenage Edition's coming out for the teenagers who are young adults, as we know, and many of them are leading a very adult life in their teenage years, which can be very challenging when they're not really emotionally strong enough to know the consequences of their choices. So, so this book is designed for a parent across the table, a grandparent across the table if they need to, or a caring friend can learn this process and deliver it with the permission of the children's parents on that children as well. A psychologist or any therapist in the field can learn this process and then just add it into their daily practice when needed. So they have an extra super powerful tool in their kit bag. And then Paul, that allows...
I'm so sorry, Paul. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I really would love to have you continue, but we still need to get Hazan and beautiful Maria's time, and we will not have time for our golden nuggets. So sorry for that, my beautiful Paul. My beautiful viewers. If you go to Self Love Ignites Me YouTube channel, you will see how many beautiful shows, even a solo show that Paul have done. You can go there. And then also, please, Paul, can you give them your YouTube channel? I know there's not a lot of that is going at the moment on your YouTube. I'm going to talk about it. But please give us your YouTube channel.
I'll have to ask my beautiful assistant for that.
Okay.
What's our YouTube channel? Question without notice there, Sanet. She's scratching her head as well.
Okay, don't worry.
We'll put it in the comments.
Okay, so it's Paul Bolton. If you go on to, I actually searched you, Paul Bolton, and I got to your YouTube channel from the search Google, so they can just search you there. So my beautiful Hazan, can you tell me how are you serving the world, please? And I'm so sorry to make it short for you. I'm truly sorry, but you've got 2 minutes, my beautiful one. Okay, you are muted. Just give me 1 second. You can speak.
That's enough. 2 minutes. It's Hasina. And what I'd like to say is, I believe that serving begins from being going into doing. So, like you, I love sitting on swings and swinging. And when that, that alignment is there and that happiness, I believe that's the beginning of service. Because when you come from that vibration, then you flow into being your best when you come to your relationship with anyone else. Yes, those sunflowers are a perfect example. So part of how I serve is I believe everything I feel called to do is to do with healing to peace. I don't believe we heal from something. I believe we heal to our next level. It's an evolutionary step. So as I go into that, into the women's empowerment, with Leave No Girl Behind International, our organization, that is what is in my heart. And even with my book, The Truth Walker's Journey, when I do truth walking sessions, I'm always conscious of that, helping people to be aligned. And we all have that inside of us. Sometimes we just shut it off. So just teaching these techniques to be aligned, and that's the whole being of it. And the doing is like in my conscious entrepreneurship, just bringing that as well, because that is also healing to peace. Everything that we give to the world, for me, is healing to peace. So yes.
Thank you. So my beautiful viewers, remember all my amazing guest details is down below. Maria, please tell us, what are you doing there to make everyone conscious about taking the right water? And how are you serving the world, my beautiful one?
Okay, so the business I'm in is hydrogen-rich water, which is magic. And I came into this space through a friend of mine who offered me to drink it for 12 months before I actually met Netta online. And when I met Netta, well, there was no turning back after trying it for more than 3 months, because I actually had a rash on the side of my face. And once I was drinking the product, the rash actually started to disappear. So that was the start of my journey over 3.5 years ago now.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. And myself, since I am also drinking my hydrogen water, I feel like there's something different in my energy and everything.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. So thank you, my beautiful Maria, for sharing that. My beautiful viewers, I know that you have loved our show. There's no time for golden nuggets, and it's all good. But we do have time for a dance. So are you ready, my guest, to have a dance? Thank you. My viewers, are you ready? Come on over, come and dance with us. Here we go. Woohoo, boy! Here we go. I love it.